All right. Good morning. We are back. Welcome to the newest edition of Keep the Flame Alive. I'm Jason,
I'm Jackie.
and this is
Gucci.
Gucci, and we are
The Flames.
the Flames. All right. So today's theme, we're going to talk about from resolutions to results, planning the year ahead together. Um, I am not a New Year's resolutions person. I believe in setting goals for the new year, but I'm setting goals every day, every week, every month, every year. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We have set some couples goals. We've set some family goals. I have some personal goals. I have notes all over my phone that track each one of them and
Literally
progress.
all over.
Literally. So, yeah. So, what about you with New Year's resolutions? Do you like to make New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I think it's a good reset time. I know it largely sets people up for failure, but it's just a good reset reminder. I mean, I still make goals throughout the year,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, it just feels like we're kind of all in this together and everybody's making goals and the gym's more crowded and
For about 30 days.
I know, but
The
it's
gym, by February 1st, everybody that signed up for the gym is no longer there and not in my way.
but we're kind of a club. Like we're a group. We're a group of losers. No, I'm kidding. No, but it's like I don't know. There's something cool about the spirit of the season and renewing and
Yeah. I
becoming
mean,
new.
I get it. And it's awesome for marketing because that's kind of how everybody thinks.
Yeah.
I think, again, every day is a chance. Like if you didn't hit a goal yesterday, like, okay, today's a new day. Like don't wait until next week or next month or the new year to try again, right? Because then you're just going to set yourself up for procrastinating and not getting any closer to that goal.
Yeah.
And then you just lose not only motivation, but you just lose the desire to even focus on that goal. So before we dive into the questions, maybe can we share? We'll share some. I'm pulling it up on my notes, guys. So wait 1 second. By the way, I do enjoy having a word of the year. And if you noticed, I posted a word. My word is steadfast. It's a post on my Facebook profile that you'll see me journal and log almost daily. I mean, my goal is to log daily, but read about that. And I suggest everybody have a word that you can focus on because that helps kind of align all of your goals and give you a little bit more clarity. Did you pick a word?
Yeah. No, I didn't pick one, but ChatGPT picked one for me,
Same.
and now, of course, I can't find it because. But I loved it because it was exactly me, and now I gotta find it again.
Well, so some of our couples goals, and they're fairly simple actually. Number one is we plan to go to mass every week together, whether it's on Saturday and Sunday. And if it's on Sunday, well, even if it's on no, Saturday we would go to dinner, Sunday we would go to breakfast, but we get to have breakfast with Uncle Chris.
Yep, every
And so we
Sunday.
get to spend time with your brother. So that's something that we want to make a priority. And that's the thing, when we say we're setting a goal, we're making these things a priority.
Yeah.
Number two, setting aside time to have a weekly lunch or dinner date, just the two of us, just to enjoy each other's company outside of having dinner at home or watching TV or a movie at home. Number three, going on a monthly couples date with another couple, most likely the Surgots, because that's our favorite couple, and the Groffs when they're in town. And I know there's so much more, but anyway, we want to join another couple, and because I think that we learn a lot
As a date, like that sounded really bad.
Okay, yeah, let's back up.
Small town.
As a dinner date
Yeah.
or movie date to go out. Yeah, so spending time with another couple. Because again, we did a whole show on couples we respect, admire, and learn from. And I think that that's kind of our time for that.
Yep.
We are planning a trip to Wyoming and Montana. We wanted to visit some different states.
Or I think.
I think and would be big.
Okay.
But okay, Wyoming and or Montana. So we'd like to visit those. And then number five, the big one is because the Wyoming, Montana might be like a few day vacation, but we want to go and spend a week in New York. And I think that would be cool because we could go to New Jersey and see, your aunt, your cousins, and visit any family that maybe you haven't seen in a long time. So
Good.
those are our 5 couples goals. We've also set some family goals, and I won't share those yet because we haven't fully discussed everything with the kids. But personally for me, I love family dinner on Sundays. I'd like to be able to golf with Mason at least once a month. Movie or lunch date with Maddie, family movie nights, and maybe if we can talk our kids into it, doing a family vacation.
Jeez.
They don't really like to go on vacation with us anymore. It's a different deal. But anyway, that's enough about that. Do you want to share any specific? These are the goals that we talked about together.
No, but I found my word of the year.
What's your word of the
I
year?
think you covered all. Bloom, which I love.
Bloom.
Bloom. I would not have picked that for myself, but it's just about expanding creativity unapologetically and kind of just creating and shining and flowing and growing. And that's just not what I would have chosen, but I absolutely love it and I will embrace that.
And when we both asked ChatGPT for our word, and when I got steadfast, at first I was a little bit disappointed, or I didn't understand how it fit me until I really like read through and just kind of the process of understanding what that really meant. And of course, I asked for scripture writing and a mantra that a daily mantra, and it made sense because I expected to hear something like hustle or growth or something super big. And
Bloom.
Bloom was good. Bloom is a good one. I like it for you,
Did I? Oh,
especially since you're going to be taking on a new
yeah.
experience this year.
Challenge.
We'll share that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, at first I was like steadfast, and I read it and I read it and I thought about it, and I said, okay, same. I'm just gonna embrace that and follow through. So you'll see my week or daily posts. So check it out. Anyway, so let's talk about some other topics here in that regard. Before setting new goals, why is it important for couples to reflect on the past year together?
Well, for one, we don't want to set new goals that are unattainable, right? Like if we're saying we want to go on a major vacation every month, well, obviously we can't do that. That's crazy, right? Like, but looking at what we did do last year and kind of tailoring it to the next year and deciding what we have time for, what's in the budget, what else is on tap for this year, and kind of how we've changed in the last year, right? Like we're such calm people now the last couple of years.
Very, very.
And maybe we don't want to set ourselves up for so much, or maybe in the last year some of us have gotten a little chubby and we want to do the gym more. I don't know, but things like that.
Well, we talked about this a little bit because, again, as I said, I put all the goals on a note on my phone, and I have all the way back, I think 2007, 2008. Anyway, and I have these lists. And so I basically kind of copy and paste from last year and take away what I already accomplished. Or there's some things that we looked at that were like, that was a goal for last year. We didn't quite reach it. Let's keep it on the list. Let's either keep it or dump it, right? It's either something that we're gonna really try for, or we're just gonna push it to the side. And there were a couple years where I kept the same thing on the list over and over and over, and I was like, I'm never gonna do that, so I should just dump it and move on, because if I'm trying to focus on this one area that I'm probably not really going to do, it's going to take away from all the other areas.
Yeah, if it's not a priority, if it's not making your life better, and not that you're giving up, but you just reprioritize sometimes.
And it really helps me. Like sometimes I look back at 5 years ago and 10 years ago, and I look at some of the things and I go, wow, I can't believe I actually did all of that.
Yeah.
And that actually catapults me into the new year of, okay, yeah, some of these goals are a little big, some of these goals are a little scary, and some of these goals are going to be very hard to attain. But that's the way the goals should be set. I mean, if you're setting a goal to just wake up in the morning, or I don't know, like something that's just going to happen. That's not really a goal. A goal, I think, is something that should stretch you or move you one step closer to, um, your vision for your life, the way you want to see it.
Sure.
So, yeah, absolutely. I think, reflecting on the past year together is super helpful. I always do this. I usually do this in the break in between Christmas and New Year's, and I got, again, seems like a lot of things. Just a little later start. I've been really working on this more in the past week, but I just sit down and spend, a fair amount of time just like staring at what was on the list for last year, what's on the list for this year, and then kind of making action steps for each one of them. I mean, we even sat down with some of the trips, and we had to, fit it in our budget and decide, okay, well, this is what it's going to cost to do all these things. Now, how are we going to make that happen? So,
Right.
yeah, I think that helps a lot. All right, you can read number
Okay.
2.
Individual goals, but shared visions would be this topic. How do we balance personal goals with shared goals? So neither of us feels overlooked. So how do we like not overshadow us by the me?
Okay, what do you think?
Gosh, just by supporting each other, and actually the most important thing is clearly communicating what those goals are up front, rather than just coming out with days full of things that you're doing and nobody understands why. Like if we clearly communicate, I think we can support each other a lot better.
Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned before, we have our individual goals, but we also have our couples goals, and we have our family goals, and they kind of all intertwine.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. And I mean, just like you said, communication. I mean, last night, we're looking at the calendar, and we're going, oh, oops, a couple things we kind of missed. But I mean, we do have a calendar for our business, that we look at, and we work around that a lot for our vacations and different things. And so clearly communicating the calendar and what's expected and what's coming up, because for example, one of my big challenges is that I'm going to be testing for 3rd-degree black belt in Krav Maga in June. So, but then, we found out, okay, we have a pre-test on February 14th, which not the greatest date, but it is what it is.
I'm not pleased.
Very not pleased, but here it is. And February 14th, we've got a plan. Now we have to plan our Valentine's Day around a test where I may be sore and cranky and all of that. And then I've got a second pretest in March, a third pretest in April, and then the promotion in June. Well, I mean, everything kind of has to work around that, but I can't let it take away from, something that you have. And those are things that we have to look at in advance when we set goals is, is what I'm doing going to prevent you from doing what you want to do? And I think fortunately at this point, nothing I'm doing is going to stop you from
Right.
doing the goals that you have. So yeah, clear communication, supporting each other, making sure that we're in alignment and teamwork, working it out together.
I think you should dress like Cupid. I think
Shall I wear a diaper?
I'm gonna find something. I think if you have to be there, that's what we're gonna do.
Wear a big heart above my head. All right, making goals practical. What turns a resolution into a result, and how do you stay consistent when motivation fades? Well, everybody kind of critiques the name of the show that I do, Master Motivation, and there's this big call it a movement. Like everybody says, motivation is nothing without discipline, and you're absolutely right. You have to have discipline to reach your goals, but if you don't have the motivation to get started, that discipline is comes after the motivation. The motivation is what gets you going. The discipline is what keeps you going. And I think that having a clear vision of from point A to point B, and just the reminders that keep you on task are what develops or enhances the motivation and encourages the discipline to keep going. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think, and more on that note, I think moreover, you can motivate other people. You can't force discipline on someone, right? You can encourage discipline, you can educate on how to be disciplined, but you can really motivate people. So that to me is where it truly, as you said, is where it starts, because you can give that to somebody with a podcast like that.
And so a resolution, like when you're talking New Year's resolutions, like I'm going to eat healthy this year, right? Might be a resolution. I'm going to change my eating habits. Well, in the beginning, the only thing that makes you focus on eating better is how you're going to look and how you're going to feel and how you're going to perform at the end of the day, right?
So maybe some like measurements if you're someone who has your blood,
Yeah, I mean, if it's a severe health concern, I mean, yeah, you go to the doctor and you find out if I don't eat healthy, things are going to start going bad. But I mean, you start this resolution as I want to eat healthy because I want to look better and feel better. Okay, so I'm going to keep focusing on looking better and feeling better. And when I take that first step, I see a very small result, but that small result gives me motivation that helps me do it again the next day.
Yeah.
And then the next day, maybe, you're tempted. You're going out to dinner with friends. And once again, you have to go back to why did I make this resolution? I made this resolution because I want to look better. I want to feel better. If I eat this dinner, is that going to taste as good as it's going to feel, later?
Right.
And so you have to kind of keep going back to why are you doing it? Because if you're doing it just to do it, I think that fades really fast. But I
Yeah.
think if you're doing it for a particular reason, a why, and you keep that vision in mind, that's what's going to turn a resolution into a result, because you're focusing on your habits. Your discipline is going to get better day by day. I mean, once you get through the first 7 days of changing your eating habits, it gets so much easier.
Yeah.
Right? The discipline is just there. And then accountability, having an accountability partner like your spouse or friend or family member,
Or an app, right? Like
or an app.
people, it's an app. And
For me, I use apps a lot so I can like check the list. But accountability is huge too, because I post my goals on Facebook all the time because I want people to ask me about it, because that's my way of feeling, held more accountable.
yeah.
So, all right, you get to read.
Yeah, the more people who know.
I think so. A lot of people say, work in silence and
Let
let your
success make the noise.
yeah.
Which
And
I agree.
it's fine.
Yeah, I agree to that in certain things too. But in the realm where you have resolutions and goals where you need to be held accountable, or you feel like you'd like to be held accountable, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Also.
And sometimes so if I'm eating if my goal was to eat healthier, your goal is to go to the gym, and we're posting about it and we're talking about it. Not only is it accountability for us, but it goes back to that motivation for others. Someone else out there is watching,
Yeah.
whether they're a supporter or a hater. I'm just gonna say it. But people are motivated by that. People are like, oh, Jason and Jackie they're staying on course. Like I can do it too. And I think that helps, because I see that on Facebook all the time. I see someone, I'm like, oh man, I'm slipping. I better catch up.
Or I hear it from like the most unlikely people that will just come out and say, hey, I've been watching you and you motivate me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like who would have thought, right?
All right, let's put this up here because Tracy is watching. Thanks for watching. The issue for most, I think, is the consistency. When the newness wears off, the why is what helps consistency. Some can resolve to be more consistent. 21 days to form a new habit. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the comment. And I totally agree. I mean, people have a hard time with consistency.
Yeah, we all do. I think it's
for me, because I get so obsessive about something that's usually not the problem.
You're so obsessed. Jesse Obsessy is what I call you.
A little bit. When it comes to goals, or if I say I'm going to do something, and that's why, like with Krav Maga, with Jiu-Jitsu, I waited so long to do it, because I knew if I said I was going to do it, I had to do it to the
full bore.
Yeah, to the end of the earth. So
But to Tracy's point, it is the newness is exciting, like the
Yeah.
newness of the new year, right? The freshness, but then life happens, and
mhm.
some of us get a puppy, and we'd rather be home with the puppy than go to the gym. I mean, it happens.
Happens.
So good.
Good.
How do faith, grace, and flexibility play a role when plans don't go exactly as expected? That's a great one. Oh my gosh, that's a really good one. I mean, I think you have to give yourself grace, and you have to um, be a graceful supporter and give grace to your partner, because you're gonna fail, you're gonna have a stumbling block, and need a little bit of support along the way, um, and you just need to know that that's okay and that's going to happen, and give yourself that little bit of space to get back to it. Or maybe you need a day off or a few days off, and you have to know that's okay. Some of us have to go to the gym every single day, but sometimes
No days off.
no days off, literally
For me.
Saturday, Sunday. But like, it's okay sometimes. That's why I love 75 Hard. It's such a great it's a great system altogether for health and like rebalance. But some days you just almost kill yourself trying to get to the gym a second time, and it's like, oh, I hate watching that.
This is not an area for me. Giving myself grace is
Nope.
is not an area of strength, because I just I can't. Because going back to Tracy's point about the consistency, I go to the gym every day because honestly, it's easier for me to go every day than to take a day off and then like get back going again. It's the easiest thing for me to do to eat the same breakfast every morning. If I eat the same breakfast every morning, if it's a good, healthy breakfast, like why change it? Because then I start like I get into that paralysis by analysis. Like, what am I going to eat today? And then I'm sitting and I'm like, oh, I'll just grab this, and it's like then it screws the whole thing up. But yeah, and like I do lists, right? Or I do something, and like I can't even start watching a movie if it's terrible. If we're watching a terrible movie, I will force us to watch it until the end because it might get better. But I'm like, I can't stop, can't quit. And so it's just like, but it does, it kills me. But when it comes to flexibility, I've gotten a lot better at that because like I like working out in the morning.
Yeah.
I like my workout usually to be the first thing I do. But now it's changed a little bit because we do a couple podcasts a week, and then I go to the gym after. But wake up, we have breakfast, do our social media, do our podcasts, then I go work out.
Yeah.
When we were in the hospital, I never knew when I was going to go work out. I knew that I was going to work out. I just didn't know when I was going to work out.
On your scooter, you take your little scooter.
Took the bird.
The bird.
Took the bird. What does Tracy say? As someone who has been doing the same thing for 1,245 days, I get this. Yeah, see, streaks are big for me. I love
mega weight. She's like,
I love
I know you
streaks,
do.
but every check to the list, every day that you make that streak is like it just reinforces not only the motivation but the discipline, like, and it just builds and builds and builds. But yeah, the flexibility part, I've gotten better at that. Like I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to read every day. I like to read in the morning, but if I didn't get it done, it might happen in the afternoon. It might happen at night. And I think I am probably better at like reminding you, like, it's okay if you don't get everything done today. It's okay if even with Maddie, I tell her, like, she sent me a whole list of everything she had to do yesterday or on Monday. I said, Maddie, that's a huge list. I said, if you don't get it done all in one day, that's like a week-long list. Like you're going to get it done. It just might not all happen today. And the world isn't going to end if it doesn't all happen.
Which is a great lesson for some of us to learn.
But I can't do that myself.
No.
I can't do it. All right. Last topic, staying connected all year long. What simple check-in or habit helps you stay connected as a couple while pursuing your goals throughout the year?
Having the list on our phones is you can't avoid it, right? Your phone's always in your hand, and You use it for everything. I think that's just a great, or like, what did we say the other day? Let's have lunch and let's talk about it, right? Like,
Mhm.
maybe we should be better at like doing a checkup every month.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Over
Well,
like a really nice lunch in Malibu.
in my mind, again, that's where the goals kind of intertwine because
Yeah.
we've got these plans to go on these vacations. Well, we also have a plan to have lunch or dinner every week, so we can talk about that. Like, how's our progress on getting ready for that? Instead of like, okay, well, we want to go to Wyoming. Okay, well, what month are we going?
Yeah, it doesn't happen if you don't
Right?
really plot it
And
out.
and what's our budget for this trip? How are we going to set aside the money to do that? So I think, yeah, definitely having you know, easy check-ins. We put stuff on our calendar
Yeah.
a lot when it comes to pretty much everything. Put it on the calendar so we don't slip, we don't miss. I use the Notes app on my phone a ton. I have the Reminder app that I add to constantly. But keeping connected is I mean, we talk about it. Like we talk about, okay, I missed the gym today. Okay, I'll go tomorrow. Right? What are we having for dinner? Let's plan a good meal rather than a convenient, easy, not, well, we always like easy. Easy is better, but rather than just grabbing something that's not like when we're on vacation, we did not plan very well. We ended up eating at McDonald's and we ate at Arby's and we never go through drive-throughs like that. But it was like, well, convenience, got to do it quick.
Oh, so bad.
And
I
then
was so sick.
we felt terrible
We were
afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I think just simple check-ins of, at the end of the night, I tend to kind of recap, or at the beginning of the day, we always say, okay, what do you have today? It's like the first question, what do you have today? So we can kind of plot out if we need to connect or if we need to just kind of get our own things done.
Yeah.
So
And then text each other all day long.
easy cheesy. All right, guys. Well, what are your thoughts? Thank you, Tracy, for always watching, commenting, sharing, supporting the show. Truly appreciate that. We hope that everybody is enjoying watching these shows. I think today is number 17 or 18. What do you guys think of the new thumbnails? I used ChatGPT to create us some new thumbnails that are a little bit more attractive on YouTube. Plus, they're fun.
They're fun.
I stayed up. I stayed up talk about Obsessi. I stayed up till 12:45 one night redoing all of them because I couldn't just do one. Had to do them all.
Although no phone in the bedroom was one of the.
Okay, my new thing is like I am not going to be on my phone unless I'm wearing these. So if you see me looking at my phone and I'm not wearing glasses, let me know because I need to wear glasses more. I'm wearing glasses when I drive now. I'm getting old. 52 this year. Haha. All right. Anything you want to add before we go?
No, I think we can smash our goals this year.
I think that we are going to not only smash the goals we've set now, but as we continue to go through the year, because sometimes we have some goals that we smash really early.
I know.
And then we go, okay, well, time to reset and make a new goal. So then we end up accomplishing more than we thought we would because we set goals in the first place. So if you haven't already, sit down with your spouse or with your family, have a goal setting session, write them down, plan it out. And, like they say, a goal without a plan is a wish, right? Or how's that go? God, I'm so bad when I try to quote things.
Like a dream is a wish.
A goal without a plan is just a wish. Yeah. But definitely write your goals down. I can't tell you how important that is. I've been writing them down for a really, really long time, and it just makes me stay so much more focused. So, guys, that's it for today. Keep the flame alive. Go to Master Motivation Podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently right around 700. So we'd like to see us pass that 1,000 mark. If there's any way I can help you reach your goals, if you have a channel you want me to subscribe or follow, let me know. I'll be happy to do the same. And make it a great week. We may not be on next week, so stay tuned. We'll see if we can make it. I'm going to be going out of town again.
Maybe I'll come on by myself. Who knows?
Well, we can actually do it remotely.
No, we're not going to next week.
We can do it remotely.
Well,
anyway,
talk about that.
We'll see. All right, guys.
Have a great week.
Happy week.
Mwah.
I guess. See ya.